Didn't record much yesterday because we were just hammering it. This is our campsite from last night, from day one. We're on Timberwolf Lake. Cool little campsite, but we were hoping for the island site, but we didn't get it. We were a little bit late getting in, but whatever. A little surprised by our or I guess you could say accomplishment yesterday was it 29 kilometers in 7 hours, so that was pretty darn good. We had a 235 portage, a 2335 portage, and a 405 portage yesterday, included in that 29k, so not a bad day. So day 2 brings the Petawawa River. So we are paddling the river from Timberwolf to Misty Forks this morning, and it is a beauty of a morning. I don't know if you can pick it up on the GoPro, but there's a bear over there. Oh, there he goes. He's like, I'm getting up. This is pretty wicked. So we got off the river from Timberwolf. We were on a little 130 meter portage. We got to the head of the portage and we saw the bear. We got to the end of the portage and we saw the moose. How good is that? There's a great big bull moose over there.
stuff over there closer to the shore so you can let us through.
This is insane. Well, we passed the moose. We figure less than a canoe length up his butt. And we are now in Misty Forks. It's a pretty wild looking lake here. There's old log saw blades here. So this is the end, or the start of the 855 from the Misty Forks to the Petawawa. So we just finished the Misty Forks, and that's like very nice lakes. There's a campsite right over there, straight across from this picture, and nice beach site. All kinds of old logging days artifacts and remnants in there, and old camps and old roads and stuff. It was pretty active back in the day, I would suspect.
Camp up there.
Put it right at the ledge. Imagine the view.
Yeah.
We are officially on the Petawawa River after two trips. We are on the river. We are still in the Petawawa River. It's a lot shallower than we thought it was going to be. Still in the Petawawa. Just finished 80 meter from Petawawa to Petawawa. Well, we are finally off the river. We are in Grassy Bay. This is a campsite, one of the campsites on Grassy Bay. Very nice campsite. Stopped here to have lunch and get out of the sun break. And that river was, what would you say? Challenging, bug-wise, and water depth. The amount of grass that's growing in the water is actually pretty crazy. I don't know if it's normally like that at this time of year, but it's a lot of grass in the river, and it's shallow.
Nice to get out of the bugs.
Nice to get out of the bugs, yeah. Deer flies are fun. for lack of better words. And we are on our way to Big Trout Lake now. So another couple hours will be out of sight. Grassy Bay campsite. Lunch stop, day 2. We are on the northern end of Trout Lake, and these high cliffs, man. Okay, so here we are for our second night number 2 on Big Trout Lake. We started off in Timberwolf at 9:30 this morning, and we got this site here. We got to this site here at 6:30 p.m. So that's a pretty long day. That's the longest day I think we've ever done out here. And it was a challenging day, but it was a great day because we started off the day with the bear sighting, and then 130 meters down the portage, at the end of the portage, we had the moose sighting, and the moose sighting was something else because we had it had no fear of us at all. It just wanted to keep eating lily pads. As we passed by it, I would say no more than 5 feet, which is pretty unbelievable. I've never been that close to a moose before in my life, so that was pretty cool. Here comes Jamie with firewood. Yeah.
Should be enough there for tonight.
Yeah, you got a fair amount there. So this is our site. It's the smallest island, I think, according to the map, on Big Trout Lake. And yeah, we finally got an island site, so it's nice, you know. That canoe is really good canoe. And I'm just trying a little bit of fishing. I got 2 perch and a snag, so now I'm making supper. It's morning, day 3. We're just departing our campsite on Big Trout Lake, and we have decided on a bit of a route change today. We're hoping to stay on Burt Island Lake tonight instead of the Western Gap and Joe Lake. So we'll see how today goes. We're going to hit the Otter Slide Creek today, Otter Slide Lakes, and into Burnt Island. So, bit of a day again today. It's supposed to be another beautiful day today. Hopefully we won't get as much sun as yesterday, but no zombies last night. Yeah, we had zombies last night. Or no, sorry, not last night, the night before. But no zombies last night. It was a good night. We are on Otter Slide Creek, going towards Otter Slide Lake. This brings back memories of the Antoine. Still on Otter Slide Creek. This goes to show you, we did that leftover like 3-4 minutes ago, and it's opened up here, nice and deep. Probably because there's a beaver dam up ahead, the biggest beaver dam we've ever seen.
Well, that thing has been holding some of this water.
Yeah. Pretty cool. First pullover of the trip.
This way, right?
We are still on Otter Slide River. So, last time I had the video on, we were in the narrows of Otter Slides. Otter Slide, Little Otter Slide, Big Otter Slide. Now we're on Canoe Lake. So today we're about to finish our trip a day early. So not really what we want to do, but we got to Joe Lake in the Western Narrows, which is where we were supposed to stay, and of course we knew this was going to happen. People are people, and they, well, I don't know for a fact, but the site that was left didn't have a campsite on it, or campsite sign on it, and it was just like a, I don't know, like a cutout in the bush. So we decided to come out. So that puts us at just over 36 kilometers for our last day. That's day 3. So 90 kilometers total over 3 days. Really good trip. Saw a lot of different geography in the park. A lot of different lakes. We had a cool campsite last night on the island. We were the only ones on the island. And we saw a bear, we saw moose, we saw falcon, seagulls that were annoying. Lots of bugs. We had river journeys and huge lakes. My God, zombies in the tent in the first night. We had the zombie apocalypse going on. Along with other things. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it was a good trip. It's kind of unbelievable to think that it's over already, but until next time.
Over and out.
So a little recap video of the trip. This was probably 3 of the best days camping I think I've ever had. They're hard days, but really good. Like, it was a great trip. So 90 kilometers, 90 plus, I don't know, just a few other extra kilometers for over 3 days. We were supposed to stay 4 days, or 3 nights, 4 days, but we ended up staying 2 nights, 3 days. Because our site on Joe Lake, which we were booked in the Western Narrows, or Western Gap, there's 5 sites in there, and they were all taken except for one, which happened to be just like a cutout in the bush. And we paddled 30K that day, and we were like, no. So it was right at the Joe Bridge there, what they call the canoe highway. So we thought, well, you know what, we're here, we might as well just hit it. So that's what we did. We went out. So it was like a 36K day that day. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Like, we had headwind on every single lake all day long. Every day we were out, except for one lake, and I believe that was called the Misty Narrows, which is where we saw the bear and the moose. So yeah, tough paddle, especially on Burnt Island Lake. That was a tough go. That's a big lake, and we had to paddle the whole thing. So it was good. It was a few things that like gear wise, I wouldn't change anything gear wise. Nothing. I brought just enough food. I'm not sure how Jay feels, but I know that we had more than enough for dinners. I personally had more than enough for breakfast and lunches with bars and stuff like that. So that was perfect. The Canada Be Free 1 liter water bottle. That was such a good investment. A little on the pricey side, but in my mind, worth every penny. You know, we're paddling along 11 to 12 hour to 13 hour days. I just want to dip the bottle in the lake and screw the top on, pop the cap, and like, honestly, the flow rate was just like a regular water bottle. It was insane. It's insane. So worth it. That's a new piece of kit that we both got this year. We were using life straws with the bottles, which are good too, but the flow rate's not even close to the Canada. Tent, as usual, great. our little stove. I don't even know what brand it is. It's not one of those, you know, MSRs or anything like that, or it's just like a regular brand whatever stove. It's about half the size of my hand, and that sucker boils water so fast. Like, no complaints there. Light, easy to use. I'm trying to think if we had anything else that was new. I bought a new sleeping bag because it weighs a little bit less than a pound, and I was just trying to get my pack under 35 pounds. So I don't even have a scale, so I don't know if I was successful at that. But all I know is all the gear that I had and that we had combined, I'm, you know, to go with anything less than it's a different kind of trip. But what we had was minimalistic for us. We did bring our camp seat. We didn't bring a tarp this time because our weather was phenomenal. I think we had like one drop of rain the first night, and it just blew right over. And then everything else was, the sun was full on day 2 and day 3. Full sun all day long. So yeah, we just had to be careful with the hydration and the sunscreen, etc. Lots of river travel on this trip. River travel is definitely different than lake travel, without a doubt. We had pullover on the Beaver Dam in Otterslide Creek, and we did the Petawawa. Lots of deer flies at that time of year, but whatever. We just used bug spray and actually kept them at bay pretty much. They were just annoying more than anything. And we saw bear, we saw moose, we saw beaver, muskrat. I'm more frogs than I think I've ever seen in my life. It was kind of odd. Lots of frogs in the rivers. I'm trying to think of what else we saw. Eagle. It was either an eagle or a hawk. Couldn't quite make it out. But yeah, night 2 campsite was our best site. It was an island site, probably as big as a house. That was it. Great pine needly carpety site. It was really nice. Anything else? So a lot of different like geography and like through the park that we hadn't really seen. I mean, this is our 3rd trip, so it's not like we haven't really seen a lot. So it was just the longest and hardest trip we've had thus far. So next year, I don't know what it'll be. Probably longer and harder, knowing us. We need to go in the night. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that. Oh, and of course the canoe. Oh, the canoe. I almost forgot the canoe. So it was a 33-pound, rented from the Portage 4 Access 5. That canoe was phenomenal. I was worried a little bit, not worried, but a little. I was thinking about the weight, 33 pounds, headwinds, you know, but no, not even an issue at all on the lakes. Very, very responsive. Maybe like had the wind been stronger on the portages, it probably would have taken the canoe right off our backs. I think it almost did once with Jamie carrying it, just because of the lightness of it. So just bear in mind if you're going to get the 33-pounder. It's the most expensive rental they have per day. It was $60 a day. But honestly, again, worth the money in my mind. Our last 2 trips, we took 44-pound Kevlar. This was the 33-pound Kevlar carbon fusion, whatever. Anyway, great canoe, great trip. Until next year.